Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Welcome to Learning World. Social ventures are often at the heart of some of the globe's most impressive education initiatives. And behind them, social entrepreneurs driven by a desire to make a positive impact on society. This week, we're taking an in-depth look at Brazil, where social conditions are amongst the harshest in the world. In the big cities of Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, it's estimated that a third of people live in slums. Hope can all too often rest on the vital work of social entrepreneurs. We begin our programme in Rio to meet Rodrigo Baggio, who's spearheading efforts to bridge the digital divide. Recycling, technology and an enterprising spirit are key to his helping poor communities become computer literate.
Here in the oldest favela or shanty town in Rio de Janeiro, Rodrigo Baggio has a dream. In 1993, he threw up a successful career in IT and 2 years later founded CDI, an NGO making IT available to the world's poorest people, not just here in Brazil, but all over the developing world.
Brazil is a country of the future, a country in which 192 million people have a good standard of living, but 15% of the population live under the poverty line.
CDI aims to create opportunities.
We teach young people to understand their reality, identify a challenge or a problem, and to use technology to create a project which will impact on their reality and evaluate the process. That way, we train people who are going to transform the world by being ethical, active and entrepreneurial.
Wanderson Scrock used to be a drug dealer.
The first time I went into a computer suite, I thought, I'm a drugs dealer, I don't need computers. I'm not going to sell drugs over the internet. But then the CDI teacher showed me how I could change my life, and he said, you know what? If you don't learn something and change your life, you're going to die.
Ele falava, cara, se você não aprender uma coisa nova para você, você vai morrer.
Today, using the internet is vital for finding work, creating opportunities, even for relaxing. But 75% of the world's inhabitants can't use the internet, and they must be given training and access. They need this. It's a lever for development, for a better future.
Recycling computers is one way forward.
Nada se perde.
Nothing is wasted. Everything's used.
Então a gente aproveita todo esse material que é tido.
We have a use for all waste technology.
Para aproveitar esse material que vem a ser material.
And we use it to promote technological inclusion.
Peças que as pessoas praticamente iriam descartar.
So we take old bits that people throw out and construct new machines from them.
Utilidade para quê? Para construir, refazer, remontar novas máquinas.
Today, Wanderson is transforming lives too.
Comecei a mostrar para eles que eles também poderiam gerar alguns negócios através do computador.
I started by showing them how to set up small businesses. If they can buy a printer, they can do photocopies. They can work for the school and get paid for that.
Fazer trabalho escolar, imprimir e cobrar pelo aquele serviço.
Essa é uma visão que nós temos.
That vision is the basis of constructing a new society, based on using this technology for our own benefit.
Essa é a nossa utopia.
And we're now heading west to Brazil's largest city, Sao Paulo. In this vast metropolis, living in anonymity can be an inevitable fact of life. But the Bairro Escola movement is trying to change that. This innovating, action-based programme is getting people stuck in at all levels, mobilising them to create a network between schools and local neighbourhoods.
Sao Paulo is home to more than 11 million people and the Apprentice Project. founded in 1997 with the aim of turning slum quarters into learning centres by encouraging interaction between schools and local people.
The aim of Apprentice is to promote networks. The local area can be a teacher because all local areas have something to teach. Young people learn all the time, at school, in the street, at home, wherever they find themselves. And once people in a local area realize that fact, we start to think about proposing education.
Essa escola está inserida no bairro, que é o bairro da Vila Madalena.
This school is in the same area as many other local schools, and our idea is to participate in these collective networks, these micro-communities, the association which looks after the place, the PTA from another school, the PTA from here. The idea is to join this network in such a way that all these groups have the chance to grow and exchange experiences.
Tem a oportunidade de se conhecer, de trocar, de se enriquecer mutuamente.
If the local area is a teacher, then the school remains the special centre in a process of osmosis which never stops. Today, the class are learning to transform a mural into a newspaper, to do interviews, and are thinking about the importance of documentation when making a documentary.
My dream is to have a respectable life, a successful future, and with my achievements here, this school is helping me a lot, with my future, but also with my present.
Não só para o futuro, mas no presente.
É o visor. Você jogou para esse visorzinho aqui.
Tem que olhar por aí.
We dream of a city of education, so that the whole city becomes a teacher, even an enormous city like Sao Paulo, so that people can discover their own potential and educate each other all the time, so that they can become happy.
De ser feliz, enfim.
This may be the end of this show, but if you've enjoyed our reports, you can find us 24/7 online, where all our programmes can be viewed again. That's at euronews.net/learningworld. And of course, we'll be back next week for more stories from Learning World.
Learning World, in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.